world premiere happened, I went to it, you know, and I was excited about going to a world premiere, and I'd done the score, and I walked away really disappointed, and I told Naomi, I said, I can't hear my music. What happened to it? You know, it's lost in the way in the background. You know, and he said, I'm sorry. I used the music as I felt was appropriate. You know. Anyway, I went home and I thought about it for a few days, and I said, now I don't know anything about doing film scoring. He's a great director who definitely knows what he's doing. Maybe there's something for me to learn in this. And it finally occurred to me that when I went to the premiere of the film, I didn't go to see the film. I went to hear my music. You know, when it's my music, it's usually a record.
Hello?
And so when I realized that I had done that, then I said, wait a minute, let me try this again. Let me go again and just see the film. So I went and saw the film, and it was fine.
With the success of Blow Up, the first of many film scores, Herbie Hancock began to focus his attention on the possibility of new electronic sounds.
This is amazing. When synthesizers came in, it was like, oh, finally, I get a chance to marry the two things that I love, you know, which are music and science. Listen to this. I didn't have to necessarily make a big distinction between the acoustic and the electric. The M1 Band was kind of a development from the original band that I put together after I'd left Miles Davis's band. As the band got further and further out and further into the avant-garde arena, for the average human being, it would require a very, very concentrated effort to kind of get into that music. It's not your normal kind of easy chords and easy rhythms, and it's very raw playing.
The M1 sort of period, he was, you know, going through his keyboard phase as well. He's always been a man surrounded by keyboards on all his records, on most of them. You know, he's like, wow, he's got a lot of keyboards. It's almost that as important to him as, you know, as the making of the music. He's this tech head. So M1 album, I think, was part of that sort of journey into sound and exploring that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't as viable commercially as what he went on to do. That's the other thing that Herbie does brilliantly. You know, he manages to fuse the avant-garde with the kind of what the street wants, with what the people want. So that's how you get Headhunters coming through.
Something in me was not being satisfied, and I felt like I wanted to do something that was more grounded, that was more earthy, that was more kind of attached to the roots, so to speak. And I had already been listening to people like Sly Stone and James Brown and so forth, but I wasn't doing any music that was related to that. So I said, well, let me try to do a record that's kind of funky.